Hello and welcome to Raju Notes channel, your pit stop for weekly current affairs updates. The updates tailor-made for students taking all kinds of competitive exams like UPSC, civils, defense and placement interviews. Please subscribe to the channel and stay updated every Sunday.
The Central Bureau of Investigation (CBI) in its ongoing Operation Chakra 3 has successfully dismantled a sophisticated virtual asset from a bullion-supported cybercrime network. The CBI has arrested a person from Mumbai in connection with the case. According to the CBI, the accused has been targeting victims in foreign countries since 2022. During a search at the accused's residential premises, 57 gold bars, 16 lakh rupees in cash, mobile phone, laptop, used to manage cryptocurrencies, details of lockers, other incriminating documents were discovered. This operation was executed in close coordination with the Federal Bureau of Investigation (FBI) of the United States of America. On September 12th, Director Wang Yi met with the India's National Security Advisor Ajit Doval in St. Petersburg. The two sides discussed progress made in the recent consultations on border issues and agreed to deliver on a common understanding reached by the leaders of the two countries, enhance mutual understanding and trust, create conditions for improving bilateral ties, and maintain communication with this end, Mao said. On a question of whether India and China were close to breakthrough to review the bilateral ties, which had been frozen for over 4 years due to the military standoff in the eastern Ladakh, Mao said, Chinese and Indian military have released disengagement in 4 areas including Galwan Valley. Meanwhile, Dr. S. Jaishankar quoted, "Now those negotiations are going on. We made some progress. I would say roughly you can say about 75% of the disengagement problems are sorted out. We still have some things to do." India has launched Operation Sadb to provide humanitarian assistance to Typhoon Yagi affected countries, Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam. India sent urgent relief material to Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam to assist them in dealing with the impact of the major typhoon. These countries are reeling under massive floods after Asia's most powerful storm this year hit these 3 countries. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar said 10 tons of aid, including dry ration, clothing, and medicines, were dispatched to Myanmar on board the Indian naval ship INS Satpura. A military transport aircraft of the Indian Air Force is carrying about 35 tons of aid to Vietnam and about 10 tons of relief material to Laos. These include generator sets, water purification items, hygiene supplies, mosquito nets, blankets, and sleeping bags. India has been among the first responders in providing humanitarian assistance and disaster relief to impacted countries. Operation Sadbhav is part of the India's broader effort to contribute to HADR, humanitarian assistance and disaster relief within the ASEAN region, in line with its Act East policy. Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade (DPIIT) is set to launch a digital platform called as Bhaskar. Bhaskar is aimed at strengthening India's startup ecosystem. The Bharat Startup Knowledge Access Registry (Bhaskar) initiative is a platform designed to centralize, streamline, and enhance collaborations among the key stakeholders within the entrepreneurial ecosystem. This initiative aligns with government's vision to transform India into a global leader in innovation and entrepreneurship. Commerce and Industry Ministry said in a release that Bhaskar will bridge the gap between the startups, investor, mentor, and other stakeholders, allowing for a seamless interaction across the sectors. New Delhi has strongly deplored the comments made regarding minorities in India by the Supreme Leader of Iran. In a statement, the Ministry of External Affairs said that these are misinformed and unacceptable. The ministry advised countries commenting on minorities to look at their record before making any observation about others. This comes as a response to a statement from Ali Khamenei saying, "The enemies of Islam have always tried to make us indifferent with regard to our shared identity as an Islamic Ummah. We cannot consider ourselves to be Muslims if we are oblivious to the sufferings that Muslims are enduring in Myanmar, Gaza, and India." In Lebanon, dozens of people were wounded this week when pagers, communication devices, walkie talkies, and bikes were exploding across the country. Lebanon's state news agency reported blasts in the southern suburbs of Beirut and several other areas. Multiple news agencies are reporting that the pagers, walkie talkies belonging to members of the Lebanese militant group Hezbollah. Iranian media reported that Iran's ambassador to Lebanon, Motaba Amani, was also injured in one of these blasts. Lebanon's Crisis Operations Center called on all medical workers to report to their respective hospitals to cope with the influx of the wounded people requiring urgent care. The Lebanese Red Cross stated that the more than 50 ambulances, 300 emergency medical staffs were dispatched to assist in evacuating the victims. According to the media reports, the pagers and walkie-talkies detonated were the latest models bought in by Hezbollah in recent months. A research team led by NHS blood and transplant scientists based in Bristol at NHSBT's International Blood Group Reference Laboratory (IBGRL) and supported by the colleagues at the University of Bristol have discovered a new blood group MAL, solving a 50-year-old mystery. The team identified the genetic background of the previously known but mysteriously ANWJ blood group antigen, thus allowing identification and treatment of the rare patients lacking this blood group. The two best known blood group systems are ABO and RH, but blood is more complex and matching across the other groups can be life-saving. The ANWJ antigen was discovered in 1972, but its genetic background was unknown till now. India defeated China 1-0 and win Men's Asian Championship trophy for the fifth time. India defeated China 1-0 in the Men's Asian Championship Trophy 2024 finals to win the tournament for the fifth time. Jugraj Singh scored the lone goal for India in the final in the fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Pakistan finished third in the tournament after defeating South Korea 5-2 in the third place playoff matches. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman last week launched NPS Vatsalya scheme in New Delhi. The scheme was announced in the Union Budget 2024-25. In her address, Ms. Sitharaman said that through NPS Vatsalya, the child gets an advantage of a high returns from time to time that the money is saved. She said NPS scheme has generated competitive returns since its inception. The minister said that for the government sector, NPS on an average has given a return of 9.5% compounded annual growth rate since its inception. She said that in the non-government sector, since inception, the permitted asset class have delivered the compound annual growth rate return of 14% for the equity and 9.1% for the corporate debt, 8.8% for the government securities. She suggested that the parents and guardians should consider investing in NPS Vatsalya for their minor kids for their birthdays and other occasions. The government last week accepted the recommendations of the high-level committee constituted for exploring the idea of one nation, one election, paving the way for simultaneous elections across the country. It is said that in the first phase, Lok Sabha Assembly elections will be held simultaneously, while local bodies elections like Panchayat and municipalities will be conducted within 100 days of the general election. The World Health Organization (WHO) last week declared Jordan as the first country in the world to eliminate leprosy, making a significant milestone in global public health effort. WHO said that Jordan has not reported any autochthonous cases of leprosy for over 2 decades. The declaration was made after commissioning an independent team to assess the situation. The disease continues to occur in more than 120 countries. More than 2 lakh new cases are reported every year. Top Hezbollah commander Ibrahim Akil killed in Israeli airstrike. Top Hezbollah commander Ibrahim Akil was killed on Friday in an Israeli airstrike on Beirut's southern suburbs, reports quoting security sources said. One of the sources said he was killed alongside members of Hezbollah's elite Radwan unit as they were holding a meeting. Earlier, Israeli military said it conducted a targeted strike in Beirut. India and Brazil have reviewed the existing collaboration in the energy sector and mutually benefiting relationship in bilateral trade and cooperation in sustainable fuels, particularly biofuels. This was stated in a joint statement issued after the meeting between Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri and Brazilian Minister of Mines and Energy Alexandre Silveira. Mr. Puri is on a 3-day visit to Brazil from Thursday. During the meeting, the two sides reaffirmed their commitment to identify new possible mechanisms for increasing the presence of Indian companies in the country, including through new investment opportunities in producing assets. Prime Minister Narendra Modi embarked on a 3-day visit to the United States, packed with a series of high-level meetings and engagements. Mr. Modi will begin his tour by attending the 4th Annual Quad Leaders Summit at Wilmington in Delaware. During the summit, a host of issues ranging from climate change to critical emerging technologies are expected to be discussed among the members of the groupings. Prime Minister Modi is also scheduled to hold a bilateral meeting with US President Joe Biden along with the other leaders of the Quad grouping. He is also scheduled to meet with top executives of leading US-based companies to explore greater collaboration in emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and semiconductors. On the final day of his visit, Mr. Modi will address the Summit of the Future at the United Nations General Assembly in New York. Air Marshal Amarinder Singh, presently serving as Vice Chief of the Air Staff, has been appointed as the next Chief of the Air Staff. Mr. Singh will take over as the Chief of the Air Staff from Air Chief Marshal Vivek Ramchaudhary on the afternoon of the 30th of this month. Mr. Singh was commissioned into the fighter pilot stream of the Indian Air Force in December 1984. During his long and distinguished service spanning nearly 40 years, he has served in a variety of command staff, instructional, and foreign appointments. He is an alumnus of the National Defense Academy, Defense Service Staff College, and National Defense College. The air officer is qualified flying instructor and experimental test pilot with more than 5,000 hours of flying experience on a variety of fixed and rotary-wing aircrafts.
Well, that's all, friends, for this week's updates. See you soon next Sunday on the same channel. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.